Deadlock is one of the most interesting games Valve has made in years, but not for the reason people like to think. Because if you approach it like a shooter, you're going to completely misunderstand what the game is trying to do. And yes, I did say MOBA, not shooter. And the reason I mentioned Valve in the intro is because Valve keeps making these amazing kind of games with so much experimentation going in it. And I know sometimes it's a swing and a miss, but this time it's a home run. And the swing and a miss I'm talking about is Artifact and Underlord, if you guys know about this. So Valve is usually more of a trendsetter kind of company, and it has proven that time and time again with the product they release, be it games or tech, like the Steam controller, VR set, the gamepad, all these things. Games like Dota 2, like CS2, like Left 4 Dead, Portal, Team Fortress. I can go on and on and on. And now it's time for Deadlock. Yeah, quite a shocker, huh? We don't hear about Valve for 5 years, and then suddenly they send out a game like Deadlock. So let's talk about Deadlock. What is Deadlock? Deadlock is first and foremost, because I've seen the tweets online, it's a MOBA. It is a MOBA because it has the elements that relate to MOBA, like 3 lanes, towers, objectives, ancients like the Unseen King and the Archmother, creeps to farm, neutral creeps to farms, heroes, abilities, the list goes on and on. It's not a shooter because it has those elements, and if you ever gonna compare it to a shooter, then you are just wrong, and this is why so many people are struggling to play it. We will get back to that later. Now, first of all, when Deadlock was in production, it was going to be called Neon Prime, which kind of has like a cyberpunky kind of theme, but I think they were aiming for a hero shooter, but once they saw people basically fatigued of that genre, I think they switched to a MOBA, and thank God they did, because it would have flopped so hard if it was strictly a hero shooter. But I think Valve could have done it. You see, we compared Deadlock to Dota 2 for being a MOBA, but it's much more than that. Deadlock has taken a lot of the elements from Dota when it comes to lore, hero design, mob design, city, and ancient. When we talk about Dota, we talk about the 2 ancients. There's like the forest, dire, radiant, and they're fighting against the world of chaos and the world of, I don't know, healing or light. But here in Deadlock, it seems a little bit different. The lore is completely different, but it is close to what Dota 2 has gave us. This is why so many of us Dota 2 veterans are so familiar with this game and its lore. You see, Deadlock's lore is more mystical and mystique. The heroes there are vary between demons to vampires to werewolves to priests, and the world is New York City. in a I don't know, different timeline, but it is New York City. And the story of Deadlock is basically these heroes are trying to start a ritual which the Unseen King and the Archmother has promised them, and every type of hero has his own wish to make. So in order to make their wish, they need to defeat this other entity or god entity or whatever, so that they can complete the ritual and have their wish granted. Now, I don't know particularly what each and every hero's wish is, but as is Dota 2, the lore in Deadlock will be revealed with the voice line of the characters.
We're going to win today, Yamato, and when we do, you'll use the patrons to make the 7th moon strong. But know this. We're watching you.
I don't care.
If you step out of line, you will.
And the heroes are designed in a very odd way that I actually really enjoy. You never get 2 of the same hero, There's no generic kind of hero design like we've been seeing in other games. And this is what separates Valve from other studios. There's always room to grow when it comes to creativity, be it hero designs, weapon designs, city designs, mob designs. You've seen the mobs, how they've come along. They were first, I think they looked like candles, but now they look more like candles. I don't know, man. I forgot how the old look, how the older design looked. It's been a year. And honestly, it is something that I really love about how Valve creates their games and how it designs them. It just keeps you invested in the games without you even knowing. And speaking of design, the mechanics and mechanical design of this game is absolutely stunning. Unlike Smite, where you only had movement, just straight movement or strafe and forward and backward, in Deadlock, you have so many ways that you can play the game. Either you can slide, you can wall jump, you can wall climb, uh, you can dash in the air, you can dash and evade some skills with the movement that is not available with any game I've seen so far. Maybe in single player games, but not multiplayer games. And it's designed in such a way that is so fluid with how each hero has his own way to slide, has his own way to jump, has his own way to punch, and this movement and this control of the character is so much fun. And that's the main objective of every game. It has to be fun, and it is. The gun control is fun, the skill design is fun. Each and every hero that comes out has his own way to showcase their skills. As we've seen now with Apollo's skills are amazing. He's an acrobat. And we have another acrobat, which is Celeste, and the way she climbs over ledges is in an acrobat fashion. You see, every hero looks and feels unique, and that is what we expect from games nowadays. And Deadlock is bringing that up to the table, and everyone is eating it up. And like Dota 2, there's a high skill ceiling for the game and a high learning curve, which you have to understand. Because I've seen a lot of new player come into the game thinking of it like a hero shooter, that you have to just kill your enemies, and that's not how it goes. You have to farm. It is what it is. You have to get items, you have to farm, and you have to understand what the other players are doing in the map, and you have to understand the timing on when certain objects spawn that would give you an advantage, even when the movement wise. If you move in a certain manner, in a certain manner, you would escape certain death, or it gives you more of an advantage to get the kill. And this is so exciting. This is what drives the competitive edge of players, and this is what sets it aside from a lot of different MOBAs and a lot of different games that are going on, that are being released right nowadays. But comparison between Deadlock and Dota 2 for a second, it seems that Dota has went into a kind of stale situation right now, where the game is nice, but it got old at some point in time. I think my excitement had gone dry for some time. I think for 5-6 years now, and a lot of other people have felt the same. This is why Deadlock is such a fresh look and a fresh take for us. We got to play a new game that reminds us of Dota 2 because it's so familiar, and yet there's all these exciting new mechanics, skills, and lore to learn from this new game, and we still feel like we're playing in our own backyard. And this is the reason why a lot of streamers, a lot of pro players are migrating from Dota 2. Maybe not forever, but temporarily. They're trying it, they're enjoying it, and when Deadlock releases at some point in time, I believe that a lot of people will choose Deadlock over Dota 2 any day of the week. I know I will. So why is Deadlock has the potential of being a better MOBA? Well, it's new, it's fresh, it added a new element for the MOBA games, which is movement, gun control, skills, and that sets it aside from League of Legends, from Dota, from Smite, from any game out there. And there's only the only way to keep going from here is up. There's no downside for this game. The only criticism maybe I have is the matchmaking. It's one of the worst I've seen so far, to be honest. Me and my friend have been playing this game for almost 200-300 hours, and we're still being matchmade with people who just started the game, and that's a serious problem. The hero design still could use a little bit more work. I think the older design, like Yamato, still needs a little bit more work. But yeah, the game is in development still, and as you've seen from last year to this year, the changes are immense, and they're very, very welcoming, and I really do love the atmosphere that the game is showing so far. And let me guys know what you think about the game. Do you think it has the potential to be the best MOBA game out there, or do you feel like it's still not there yet to pass a judgment on the game if it will be a good game or a bad game? Let me guys know what your experience in Deadlock was like, and I'll get you guys in the next one. Ciao for now. Bye bye.